Hello, we are going to learn about the Nile River together. To do that, we're going to watch two short videos and then we're going to take some notes and we'll end with the Jamboard. Let's start with our first video.
The Nile River is one of the most geopolitically significant waterways in the world. It's the lifeblood of Egypt and runs through 10 African countries, providing a regular source for conflict over water rights and distribution. Egypt could not survive without the Nile. The river is the desert country's primary source of fresh water and irrigation for agriculture. About 99% of Egypt's 83 million inhabitants live along the narrow sliver of greenbelt on each bank of the Nile River.
Did you hear that? So almost everyone in Egypt lives along the river because that's where they can farm and grow food. If they were living in other parts of Egypt, they'd be in the desert. So when you look at a map of Egypt and you see where people live, almost everyone lives next to the Nile River.
Covering an area about 22,000 square miles from the Aswan High Dam to the Mediterranean shore. Cairo has historically dominated usage of the Nile waters, but upstream countries are challenging distribution. Flowing from two main tributaries, the White Nile and the Blue Nile, the river is also a major source of geopolitical contention through much of Central and East Africa.
So that means people are arguing over the Nile. Did you know there's actually two other Niles? There's the Blue Nile that starts in Ethiopia, and the Ethiopian government thinks they should be able to control the water in their land to be able to make electricity from it. Also, people in southern Sudan and Sudan think that they should be able to control the water of the White Nile. The White Nile and the Blue Nile come together to form the Nile River in Sudan. But before that, lots of other countries have access to the water.
The larger of the two tributaries, the Blue Nile, originates in Ethiopia, and the White Nile originates in the Great Lakes region, making it the world's longest river. Cooperation among the Nile River states varies widely, and each seeks water usage for agriculture, domestic and industrial uses, as well as the right to build dams for hydroelectric power. Cairo's historic claim to the river is no longer guaranteed, and among the upstream countries, Ethiopia is most active in pursuing self-development projects, like the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, that could impact Cairo's water usage.
And Cairo is the capital of Egypt. So basically this video is saying that in the past, Egypt was always in control of the Nile River. And nowadays, people more towards the beginning of the Nile River down in the south, they want to have control over it too. Let's spy on one more video that gives us a nice overview of the Nile and why it is important.
Longest river, as well as the most important source of fresh water in the Sahara region. From its headwaters in East Africa, the Nile flows 4,130 miles northward until it enters the Mediterranean Sea.
I'm going to pause. Many people get confused about this. The Nile flows north. The Nile flows from the south to the north. So that it ends in Egypt. It doesn't start in Egypt, that's where it ends. We learned in the last video, it starts down by the Great Lakes, by Lake Victoria, and then it also starts in Ethiopia. This is that White Nile, and this is the Blue Nile.
As it crosses the Sahara Desert, it supplies essential water to Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, and to Cairo, Egypt, too. Not far from where it empties into the Mediterranean Sea, the great river splits up into channels to form the Nile Delta, a large triangular area of rich, well-watered farmland that has provided food for Egyptians for many thousands of years. The Nile Delta was created over eons of time from the fertile soil that washed from the riverbanks far upstream during heavy annual rains. Having a reliable food supply and abundant water from the Nile River allowed the people of Egypt to develop one of the world's first great civilizations there over 5,000 years ago. And that's the reason so many magnificent ancient buildings are found near the great river today. The Nile provided the ancient people with a marvelous transportation route, too, a kind of desert highway where small ships could move loads of building materials, trade goods, travelers, and food over long distances with ease. It's interesting to note that an important man-made waterway called the Suez Canal lies just to the east of the Nile River Delta. It cuts across a narrow band of the Sahara Desert, providing a direct shipping channel between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. The Suez Canal was constructed by the nation of France over 150 years ago. And today, this vital transportation link allows the huge freighter and tanker ships that travel between Asia and Europe and the Americas to completely avoid the long sea journey around the southern tip of Africa.
Speaking of that, I actually have a friend who recently traveled through the Suez Canal. She was coming back from Asia trying to get to London, and her ship went through the Suez Canal. She said that was pretty awesome to experience that. Okay, let's take a look at our notes that we have. And the notes are quick today. It's not very much, and we will finish in just a few minutes. So, for the notes, it starts by saying the Nile River is in eastern Africa. It starts in the mountains of Central Africa and flows northward through eastern Africa and empties into the Mediterranean Sea. The Nile is the world's longest river at 4,150 miles. Now let's pause. Let's think and remember about the Congo River we learned about yesterday. The Congo River, according to our notes, was 3,000 miles. So you can see the Nile is quite a bit longer. It's 1,150 miles longer than the Congo River. The Nile River provides water for Sudan and Egypt. Also in the videos, we learned it provides water for at least 10 different countries. It's an important waterway for transporting people and goods. In fact, boats go up and down the Nile all the time. Just like in the United States, boats go up and down the Mississippi carrying different goods, carrying people from place to place. So even nowadays, there's many different cruises and different trips you can take down the Nile. A different friend that I have just went on a river cruise going all the way down the Nile, seeing the different pyramids and different structures along the Nile. I was so excited to see her photographs. The last note says, the Nile also provides a source of irrigation for agriculture. And irrigation is how farmers bring water to their crops. And so if you are near the Nile, you have lots of water for your farm. And that's why people have settled along the Nile River. And in Egypt, especially, most of the people in the whole country live next to the Nile. Okay, I hope you learned something new about the Nile. And at this point, we are going to fill out the Jamboard. I found this picture on Google of the Nile. And then my note here, I got kind of excited by my note. I wanted to show what I learned. So I said, the Nile River flows north from Lake Victoria all the way through Sudan and Egypt and empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so you can add a picture on the Jamboard and a caption describing a fact you learned about the Nile. And we'll leave it there for today. Have a great day.